What would you do if you could control your thoughts and emotions completely, regardless of the situation? Imagine for a moment a world where your mind is an orchestra and you, the conductor, dictating the symphony of your thoughts and emotions with skillful precision. This is the essence of cognitive dominance. Cognitive dominance, as the name suggests, is the ability to control one's thoughts and emotions in any given situation. It's a concept that goes beyond mere emotional regulation or mental discipline. It's the art of steering your cognitive processes to your advantage, to mold your mental landscape in a way that serves you best. But let's clear a common misconception. Cognitive dominance is not about suppressing or ignoring emotions. Quite the contrary. It's about understanding our emotions, acknowledging them, and then using them as tools for personal growth and development. Think of it this way. Our emotions are like the sea. They can be calm and serene one moment and turbulent the next. Attempting to suppress these emotions is akin to trying to hold back the ocean with a dam. Sooner or later, the pressure builds and the dam breaks, often with disastrous consequences. Cognitive dominance, on the other hand, is like learning to navigate these turbulent waters. It's about understanding the tides and currents of our emotions and using this knowledge to set a course that leads us to our desired destination. It's about harnessing the power of the sea instead of fighting against it. To put it in another perspective, cognitive dominance is like turning the lens of a camera. We all perceive the world through our own unique lens. But often this lens can get clouded by our emotions, leading to distorted perceptions. Cognitive dominance is about learning to adjust this lens to see the world as it is and not as our emotions would have us perceive it. Cognitive dominance, then, is not about suppression. It's about comprehension and application. It's about turning the tides of our thoughts and emotions to our advantage and using them as tools for personal growth and self-improvement. It's about taking control of the orchestra of our mind and conducting a symphony of our own making. Now, where does the ancient philosophy of Stoicism fit in our discussion? Stoicism, a philosophy born in the cradle of ancient Greece, has been a guiding light for many throughout the centuries. At its core, it is a philosophy of acceptance, resilience, and emotional fortitude. Founded by Zeno of Citium in the 3rd century BC, Stoicism teaches us to differentiate between what we can and cannot control, urging us to focus our energy on the former and accept the latter with grace and equanimity. This philosophy is built on 4 cardinal virtues: wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Wisdom, the ability to distinguish good from evil; courage, not just in the physical sense, but also moral courage to stand up for what is right; justice, treating all with fairness and kindness; and temperance, the mastery over one's desires and impulses. These virtues form the bedrock of a Stoic's life, guiding their thoughts, actions, and reactions. Now let's draw parallels between Stoicism and cognitive dominance. Cognitive dominance, a concept that emerged from the crucible of military strategy, is about controlling one's thoughts and emotions to make rational decisions, even under extreme pressure. It's about being the master of your mind, not a slave to your impulses. Herein lies the common thread between Stoicism and cognitive dominance, the emphasis on emotional regulation and rational thinking. Both philosophies urge us to keep our emotions in check, to not let them cloud our judgment or dictate our actions. They teach us to take a step back, to observe our thoughts and emotions without getting swept away by them, and to make decisions based on reason, not reaction. Stoicism, like cognitive dominance, encourages us to accept reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. It reminds us that the world is not in our control, but our reactions to it are. It's about finding peace, not in changing the world, but in understanding and accepting it. Stoicism, like cognitive dominance, encourages us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. It seems then that cognitive dominance and Stoicism go hand in hand, doesn't it? This isn't just a mere coincidence. The two concepts are intertwined, each enhancing the other to create a more resilient and balanced mind. Firstly, let's consider cognitive dominance. This involves controlling your own thoughts, perceptions, and reactions. It's about being the master of your own mind, not letting external events or emotions dictate your mental state. Cognitive dominance is the mental equivalent of being in the driver's seat of your own life. Now let's bring Stoicism into the picture. Stoicism is a philosophy that encourages emotional resilience through the acceptance of what we cannot change. It teaches us to focus on our thoughts and actions, the things within our control, rather than external events that are beyond our reach. Stoicism, in essence, promotes cognitive dominance. So how do these two concepts intertwine? Well, by practicing Stoicism, we naturally cultivate cognitive dominance. When we accept the things we cannot change and focus on our own thoughts and actions, we are taking control of our minds. We are not letting external events or emotions dictate our mental state. We are practicing cognitive dominance. Conversely, when we have cognitive dominance, we are better equipped to practice Stoicism. With control over our thoughts and emotions, we can more effectively accept what we cannot change. We can focus on the things within our control rather than getting swept up in the tide of external events. The benefits of this integration are numerous. Improved mental health, resilience, and decision-making are just a few. By mastering our own minds, we become more resilient to the ups and downs of life. We can navigate through challenges and obstacles with grace and fortitude. Our decision-making improves because we are not swayed by emotional turbulence. We are able to think clearly and logically, even in the midst of chaos. By integrating cognitive dominance with Stoicism, we can achieve a balanced and resilient mind. This combination of self-mastery and acceptance can lead us to a state of mental equilibrium, a state where we are in control of our minds, yet at peace with the world around us. So how can we apply these concepts in our everyday life? To truly embrace cognitive dominance and Stoicism, we must weave these philosophies into the fabric of our daily routines. It's not about grand gestures or radical changes, but rather small, consistent steps towards self-improvement. Let's start with mindfulness. We live in a world that's constantly buzzing, a cacophony of thoughts, distractions, and happenings. Amidst this chaos, we often lose sight of the present moment. Mindfulness is the practice of focusing our attention on the here and now, calmly acknowledging and accepting our feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. By being mindful, we can observe our thoughts and emotions objectively without judgment or reaction, thus exercising cognitive dominance. Next, self-reflection. This practice helps us understand our thoughts, emotions, and actions in depth. By regularly reflecting on our experiences, we can identify patterns, recognize triggers, and understand our responses better. It's like holding up a mirror to our minds, a mirror that reflects not just what we think or feel, but why we think or feel so. This understanding can help us respond to situations in a more thoughtful, stoic manner. Finally, rational thinking. As Stoics, we believe in the power of reason and logic. We strive to make decisions based on facts, not emotions. This doesn't mean suppressing our feelings, but rather acknowledging them and making rational choices despite them. By practicing rational thinking, we can become more decisive and less reactive, characteristics of those with cognitive dominance. It's important to remember that these practices are not one-off tasks, but lifelong commitments. Start small, maybe with a 5-minute mindfulness exercise each morning or a weekly self-reflection session. Gradually, as you become more comfortable, you can incorporate more of these practices into your routine. By practicing these strategies daily, we can gradually achieve cognitive dominance and live a stoic life. So what does it mean to achieve cognitive dominance and live a stoic life? This question opens up our final exploration into the intertwining concepts of cognitive dominance and Stoicism. To encapsulate, cognitive dominance is the ability to make rapid, well-informed decisions under stress. It is the skill to assess a situation, gather information, and make a choice that results in an optimal outcome. This mental prowess is not just about intelligence or knowledge, it's about flexibility, adaptability, and resilience. On the other hand, Stoicism is a philosophy that teaches us to maintain a tranquil mind amidst the whirlwinds of life. It's about understanding what is within our control and what is not, and accepting the latter with grace. Stoicism equips us with the emotional resilience to face life's adversities without being swept away by the storm. When we weave these two concepts together, we create a powerful mental framework that bolsters our mental health and overall well-being. Cognitive dominance gives us the mental agility we need to navigate through life's challenges. Stoicism, meanwhile, provides the emotional resilience to stay calm and composed in the face of adversity. This combination enhances our decision-making abilities, allowing us to make better choices in both our personal and professional lives. It empowers us to take control of our responses to external circumstances, instead of being at their mercy. In essence, it leads to a life of greater peace, clarity, and fulfillment. As we delve deeper into these concepts, we encourage you to explore them further, read about them, reflect on them, and most importantly, apply them in your day-to-day life. Remember, the journey towards cognitive dominance and stoicism is not a one-time event, but a lifelong pursuit. In the journey of life, cognitive dominance and stoicism serve not as destinations, but as guiding principles. These are the compasses that will guide you in your voyage, helping you navigate the turbulent seas of life with grace, wisdom, and resilience. If you've felt inspired, motivated, or simply more aware after this video, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Until the next one.